and welcome to this video. Today I'm going to open these Miniverse Hello Kitty. So these are from the Miniverse Make It Mini Food series, just Hello Kitty themed. And I'm actually just going to open one of these today, to be specific. And the other one I'm going to open next week, because the video last week took absolute ages to edit. So I wanted to have two shorter videos, or like split this up into two parts, because this would have been also over half an hour long if I didn't. So, you know, you're gonna get a two-parter, but one project in each video. So it looks like we have a tabletop and we have some straws with some little bow ties on. And we get these most adorable baggies. They all have Hello Kitty on them with like varying designs. We do have one which I guess has the supplies in it with like the pliers and things like that. And then we have some adorable tissue paper. I'm definitely going to keep this for like packing small charms when I give them to friends. And the containers, as always, are so cute. So we have some whipped cream here, and it looks like it will be strawberry whipped cream from the cover. And then we also have this thing. At first I thought it was like a cup or something, but then I realized no, this actually is the table stand. Although I'm pretty sure you can actually make this into an ice cream cup or something. But yeah, we have a really adorable table design here, and I'm all for it. Like, it even has the little bow as an indent. And it looks like next up we have some jars, and one of them is actually dented. I guess it must have melted or like formed awkwardly, which is kind of sad considering the price of these. But I think I can still work with it. It just really is a shame. But if you turn it to the side, you can hardly notice. But still, you know, quality control I guess needs to check better there. But yeah. Looks like we have a lot of different like things we can place in this bubble sphere thing, and it looks like we're actually missing one that goes into that groove. The table has the normal middle space, but yeah, this is very interesting to look at. I guess we get a full little environment thing there. So this crunchy packaging, which really didn't want to focus, are milkshake powders with like adorable strawberry design, so I think this may be strawberry themed. And then we get this lovely like coaster table placemat thing with Hello Kitty and the strawberry. It's absolutely adorable design, I do have to say, so they really played well with the license here. And look at this plate, it has like an actual red bow tie on top. This is so cute. It came a little dirty. I don't know where that came from, but it looks like it was just fluff. But yeah, absolutely adorable. And the same with, again, this Hello Kitty tissue paper. As I mentioned, I'm going to keep them. And then it looks like we also get a newspaper, the Mini Post. It has like generic text, so there's sadly not really much to read, but it has some cute little advertisement and things like that. It's just one-sided though, so I guess you don't really get a full newspaper, but maybe you can use this to like package mini foods or something in a cute way, or you can just keep it and collect it. I don't know if they, I know there was some like similar things in like other sets before, but like I don't know if they're actually collector worthy or something, but I guess they are a nice thing to add to the scene, like if you're sitting in a cafe or something, having like newspapers on the side. But yeah, even the tools are color and design coded. Like we get a spoon with the most adorable Hello Kitty head on top and some red pliers. So these will help us place our things, I guess, in the resin and things like that. I don't know if I'm going to use it, since usually for like the drinks I haven't really had much of a use for them, but we shall see. But yeah, going back to the straws, since I did only show them briefly in the beginning. Looks like they're secured with rubber bands. They really remind me of the packaging my glass straws had. And they have these adorable pink and white swirls and these movable bow ties. So you can actually just take those bow ties off or leave them on as decoration, I guess. But I really like that you have the option to take them off and to adjust their height. But yeah, some really adorable packaging design. I love that they went the extra mile to like not put them just in a baggie, but actually add them with like the backing, as if you would buy them in the store or something. Really makes me happy that this set actually has put a lot of effort into that. Because like sometimes companies tend to skimp a little bit on like fully living out or using out the like copyright stuff they bought, so it really is nice to see that they incorporated the design everywhere. And then in the next packet we have this strange thing and table and some more accessories. I guess these go onto the sphere possibly. We also get some ball feet. These are very similar to other feet that we got before, but yeah, let's see if I can figure this out. So it looks like the ears go on top on one of the sides. Sorry, I kind of didn't notice that I was off camera here for a while, but I guess the ears just click in on one of the top sides, and then this, like, I guess fabric, usually it's like a sunshade fabric, I guess. You bend like the tabs and you push it into the other side. And there's like some tiny like plastic gaps that will hold it in place. And then of course we have this like seating thing. I think I put it in the wrong way there at first. But I think this is supposed to be like a sitting bench. And then you have like, you can slightly close it, maybe put like a small doll in there or something, or like a figure, and have it sit at the table. It will not close with both the table and the seat in there though. Also, I do have to say, getting the feet in was actually decently difficult. Like, the friction fit was super hard, and you really need to be careful that you don't slip and like scratch yourself or injure yourself any other way, because these are very tight fit, but that also means you don't lose them, which I guess is nice. But yeah, this is almost like a tiny playset, which I'm a huge fan of, because usually you just get a display, but having like the option to like play in this, like pick up some figures or something, it's super nice. Also, the ears on top also need to go to be able to close this again, but I guess you can take out the bench or something, put that on top of the table, put the ears inside, and then it should close like normal. But yeah, this is so cute. I really love this design. So yeah, huge kudos to Miniverse for actually making like a playable little set thing. Obviously, since this set contains resin, it's definitely not for younger children. But if you take out the resin component and just have like maybe the finished rings and the like playset itself, this actually would work, you know, for younger children as well. But you know, definitely would not recommend it with any of the resin components inside. And yeah, it also looks like we got some strawberry or just some milk. I don't know if it will have color or not. It has strawberries on the side, but I'm never sure if it's actually colored or not, because it feels like we get some granule powders with the strawberry mix on the side, so this may actually just be like milk colored. And of course we have the list here, and it looks like we have this design, which is just a simple pink milkshake with some strawberries on top. And I have to say, it's like one of the most boring, or the most boring drink or item in the set. Like, we have this absolutely adorable bento box and the ramen noodles, the little waffles, even the cereal bowl thing looks way cuter, but yeah, we got the absolute most boring thing here. I would have really loved the bento box, the ramen noodles, or the apple pie. But yeah, I guess we're gonna be stuck with this one, so let's see what we can make. And looking at the instructions, it looks like this indeed is just gonna be plain milk and you mix it with colorant. But yeah, let's have a look at the whipped creams. And yeah, they're strawberry whipped creams. They're really adorable. They do have some color spillage. But I am obsessed with this container. Like all these little whipped cream containers and things like that you can close up again. I really, really love them. They're so cute. But yeah, let's actually get into making the product. I decided to spice it up just a little bit and make it a bit cuter. So I'm starting out with only a little bit of this, I guess, milk. It's very watery milk though. And I'm mixing a little too much of the pink powder, but I'm hoping that it will be fine since I put it on the bottom. And then I tried to use a pipette. It took absolute ages. And I also picked up some of these canes. These are just strawberry slices out of like polymer clay canes. And I tried to push them to the side, but it's so opaque that you really can't see anything at all. So yeah, I tried. I guess it didn't really work. But let's see what else we can make. Maybe I can add something else into the second glass. Maybe that will work. But yeah, as you can see, I kind of gave up. This resin was a bit tough to pour anyways. So just pouring it in with the spoon actually worked decently. I did need to clean up a little bit on the side, but that was fine. And then I actually decided to take out the straw. Now, you definitely need to remember to put it back in when you're curing it, but I wanted to have like a layered effect. Or like a kind of like mixed layered effect, so I just tried to like put the white on top and then add the straw back in. I'm pretty sure you can try and cure the bottom layer first, but I wanted it to look like it swirled. And then I tried hitting it with my light here for like a good 2 minutes, and I do have to be honest, it did nothing, so I put it under my UV lamp. And I have to tell you guys, I am struggling for some reason with the resin in these kits. Like, not in all of them. I found the clear ones are usually fine, but anything they pre-colored, even if I don't mix in any colorant myself, takes ages to cure and is still sticky. And I've worked with a lot of UV resins, so I know that it can be because of different UV wavelengths, warmth in the room and things like that. I made sure to put it in like a room temperature room, like 21 degrees Celsius. Up to 18, I guess, is like the lowest that is usually suggested. And I use like 3 different UV lamps for different times. Like I tried the flashlight lamp, which usually works for me with my UV resins, for 20 minutes. And nothing was cured, it was still super liquid. I tried my like really freshly opened nail UV lamp, and that one did not work either, or at least it didn't work either in like a short time span. I actually in the end got it to cure after leaving it under there for 3 full hours, making sure I turn it ever so often to like have it like fully sitting under the UV light, and it was almost touching the bulbs, and that thing is like super bright. And I even like for another project tried my UV curing chamber for my UV resin printer, and even that after 2 hours was still sticky. It was kind of cured, but I don't know if it was actually fully cured through. So yeah, I don't know what it is with me and the resin. It may be the transport or something, but I even tried like for other projects mixing the resin properly before pouring it, and it did nothing. Like it didn't work at all. Well, one of my friends said that they never had any issues, and they have a like UV nail lamp with just a similar wavelengths that mine is, so I don't know, it may actually just be the shipping overseas, sadly. But let me know in the comments if you've done any of the Miniverse and you've experienced any of these issues. But yeah, as you could see just now, I actually cut off the strawberries because I didn't like the look of just having the full strawberry on there. It didn't really look appetizing, it just looked boring. So I decided I'm going to cut them off and then halve them carefully with a really sharp blade. These are like a rubber-esque material, so they're fairly easy to cut. You just really need to be careful while cutting tiny pieces that you don't cut yourself. But yeah, then I just glued them on. I like angled the like bottom slightly and then just glued them on to the whipped creams. And then I wanted to paint the inside, so I mixed up some reds, some oranges, and some whites. I also repainted the whipped cream a bit more white because the glue left it a bit hazy. But yeah, I'm just trying to go a bit more realistic with the strawberry here. Mixing and blending like the darker shades lighter towards the inside. I did use a reference, but essentially like most outer part of the inside is like the deepest red, and then it gets more orangey white-esque in the middle, and then I also added some teeny tiny detail lines in like a lighter color. And I think it actually turned out super cute. Definitely took a while to get the blend and the look right, but it was so much fun. Oh, and as always, I'm using like model miniature painting colors from Vallejo. So these paints dry super fast and they work super nicely on these kind of detailed pieces. And yeah, I think having like a cut strawberry on top in the whipped cream just looks way more appetizing than having a full one. Plus, like size-wise, the like cut one actually I think looks way cuter than having the like big just red strawberry, full strawberry on there. I also added like a little bit of a different like paint on the back, just like to blend it a little bit more because it did look a little tiny bit fakey by now. But yeah, I hope that once I gloss this, it will look like really nice and decently realistic in comparison to like the rest of this. Yeah, this is like one of the only ways I could think of like spicing this up. I did, as you may have seen, try to add like boba beads, like just these plastic round beads, and it kind of worked a little bit. They kind of show through to the side, but not really. I guess the resin is really just too opaque. So just adding like, you know, a very highly detailed strawberry on top as like the focal point to make it look like something was like some of my only options. I guess you could also decorate the mason jar things with like some ribbon or something to make it look a little bit neater, but this project really is, I have to say, kind of the most boring of all the sets you could have gotten. Also, there's not really many things that scream Hello Kitty. Yes, we have the plate, which we're gonna ignore that it's not in the picture. I dropped it and couldn't find it anymore. I'm sure it's gonna appear again anytime soon. But yeah, else there's not much. We have the M for, I guess, Miniverse, and then the little bow ties, I guess, and the pink. But like the jars itself, they completely lack Hello Kitty design. They totally could have put like her face as logo on the jars instead of the Miniverse M, or just put both on there. But just having a plain like strawberry whipped cream thing for the top and like just some strawberry pink milk for the jar like they intended. I don't know. If you get this as a discount, it's fine, but maybe not at the full price. Although I do have to say that the packaging design is really excellent. I did have at least a little bit of fun to try and figure out how to spice this up with like the little strawberries on top and things like that. But yeah, just as a playing kit, if you don't have anything else and you just want to make this with the supplies they give you, really not the best overall. But yeah, let me know in the comments down below what you think of this Miniverse Hello Kitty series. And also, again, let me know in the comments down below what your experiences are with the resin and the not curing and stuff. I know that some of the kits like have problems curing if they're like a little bit older and were on the shelves longer and things like that. But yeah, I guess it's not really that safe if you have uncured resin, so I would be curious if that's like a common thing that happens, or if I'm just really unlucky with all the kits I've gotten. Or like if there's maybe a trick to curing this that I don't know yet. You know, I have been working with resin for a long time, but there's still, as in any craft, things that you learn going forward, and I'm just super curious if, you know, this is like a thing. But yeah, let's hope we don't get any doubles or anything in the next kit, and I guess I see you guys next week. Have a great day. Bye bye!